Simply Shemane is powered by Patriot Mobile, America's only Christian conservative wireless service provider.
Welcome back to Simply Shemane. I am so glad you're here. Today's show is all about women and about women's health. We're going to hear from a couple of experts that have real solutions to solving major health problems with something as simple as diet modification. Shelley Luther is back here in our studio to update us on the ongoing litigation from opening her salon during stay-at-home orders. Jennifer Loehding, my next guest, is a podcaster who was diagnosed with an extremely painful nerve condition in 2012 and was able to heal herself naturally through a healthy diet. Jennifer, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me.
So tell me about what happened.
All right, so I have something called trigeminal neuralgia.
Okay, slowly, please.
Yes, trigeminal neuralgia. I always tell people just say TN. The interesting thing about trigeminal is most people, unless they've had somebody impacted by it in their life, they don't really know what it is. So if you were to look it up on the internet, it would probably be in quotations suicide disease because it's extremely painful. And so it affects the nerves in your face. And in my case, it's on the left side of my face. And so you have these nerves the branch starts in the back of the neck and it branches off into three nerves into the lower jaw, the upper jaw, and then up through the forehead. And so it can affect any one of those three nerves, or it can affect all of those three nerves. And so I was diagnosed in May of 2012 after going into what was called a minor dental procedure in January of that year. And took us about 4 or 5 months before the doctor was actually able to come up with a diagnosis of what I had.
And was this condition related to the dental visit?
We think, but interestingly enough, at the time that I was going through this, the internet was around, but we really didn't have all these groups and stuff out there where people knew other people that had this. So I really didn't know anybody that had it. And I remember, going into the dentist and at the time that it happened, thinking there's something just not right about this procedure that's happening today, but I really couldn't put my finger on what it was. And so I've had people, fast forward, that have speculated that maybe mercury was leaked into my body. We don't know if possibly a nerve was hit. We don't really know. But like I said, it took them, I was tossed around through the medical system for 5 months before we were able to actually pin a diagnosis. And, now fast forward, when I talk to people that have this condition, it's so interesting, all of the new information that's come out about it and how many people actually know what it is, because at that time I knew nobody, and even the doctors wouldn't. I remember going into the dentist and telling him about, or asking what is going on with this, and him saying, well, we could do this treatment, but I don't know if that's really going to take care of the problem. Nobody would come forward and say, this may be what you have. It was actually a neurologist that came in and said, I'm not sure why the dentist is not telling you about this, because they know about this.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
So what did you change in your life, and how has that helped you?
Oh my goodness. I did so many changes. And I always tell people it was not an overnight thing for me. I mean, I suffered with this for 4 years. I was put on opiates. I was put on anti-seizure meds, muscle relaxers. At one point, I was on what I call an elixir. I was on 6 different medications. I was so high from all the medication that I couldn't function. And I talk about this in my book because as a mom, I was running my kids all these different places and I was high all the time from the medicine. And I would write my doctor and ask him, can I come down off of this? And he's like, no, you can't. Your blood pressure is too high. We've got to get you out of pain. So ended up in 2015, sort of everything just came to a halting point for me. I walked into a doctor's office, and at this point, my gallbladder had been taken out. I'd lost 30 pounds. And the PA came in and said, Jennifer, you are a conundrum. We don't really know what to do with you. And so I went to work. I just went to work. I started working with holistic practitioners. I started doing food logs and really researching the effects that sugar has on the body. And it was crazy because this is stuff I had never heard about. Like, I just started stumbling on all of this. And when I tell people that I did food logs, I did them for 6 months. I mean, I wrote down everything, morning, lunch, dinner, everything I was eating. And I started making these connections to things that I was eating. And that kind of triggered some light bulbs, in my head.
So sugar is the devil.
Yes.
Pretty much.
It is, yes. It wasn't my case. It was. And, I ended up doing, I started by eliminating high fructose corn syrup. That was the first thing I did. And then I went in and started taking like gluten out of the diet, taking dairy out. And it was interesting because I started feeling better, but I wasn't 100%. And so I reached out to a nutritionist at the time that was doing a ketogenic diet. And I said, I need help. Like, this is my last effort. This is the last thing I know to do. Like, I didn't know what else to do at that point. It was either fix this or don't fix it. I mean, that's where I was in my life. And so I reached out to her, and 22 months I did keto. 22 months I did it hardcore, never cheated a day.
Wow.
And it was probably...
High five for that.
I did. I counted macros. I logged it.
Wow. And you do the keto, you do the strips?
I did some. I wasn't so much worried about that in as much as I really just wanted to heal myself.
Yes.
And so I will tell you this, it took me 11 to 12 months before I got off all my medications. So it wasn't overnight. But
it usually isn't when you make lifestyle changes that are going to be around forever to last. It usually, like, I didn't wake up like this.
Right.
I wish I could have, but I've been working out all my life because I love to, but I got sick and had a life-threatening illness. And when you get pushed into a corner, that's when you start coming out with, fighting, trying to keep your head above water, and you do what you do. You take a proactive stance. And, the chemicals that the doctors give us just cover the problem. Right. Problem's still there. We just have a whole bunch of other problems coming from it. But the lifestyle changes that are going to really cure you aren't going to take place overnight. It's going to be a long thing coming. Do you do any type of physical exercise?
My goodness, yeah.
I knew that was coming. But...
Yeah, so I taught aerobics for many years. So
Did you?
Yes, fitness has been in my household for a very long time. My husband's an ultramarathon runner. I during this time took up running heavily, became a marathon runner. Wow. And I always talk about, people would ask me, how is it that you're running when you're in this severe pain? Like, how are you doing this? And I say, we all have our vices, right? Yeah. We all have vices. That was my vice. And, for the time and period, I won't say short, because when I was training for the marathon, there were days I'd run 5 hours at a time. But it was during that time that my pain was actually alleviated. It was directed into a different place. It would go to my feet or my knees or, some other place. Yeah. But it would always return. I'd come home, I'd shower up, sit down, and it would return back. So I'm still active today. I work out every day. If I'm not, running, I'm walking my dogs or doing something. My kids are active. And
I think that's the thing, is find the thing that makes your heart sing, and you'll do it more often. It could be different for everybody, and it should be. You should rotate and do different things all the time. Well, Jennifer, I'm so glad that you're feeling better. I know what that's like to lose your health. There's nothing more important. You could have all the money in the world, all the greatest clothes and shoes and handbags and everything, but you got to be healthy. So thank you for being a positive role model, and I'm so excited and happy for you.
Thank you.
Thanks so much for being here.
Thank you.
We'll be right back. There's a lot of discussion on when students should return to the physical classroom and how virtual learning will get optimized, all that. But it's really important right now, more than ever, to stay connected with those you care about. And why not get your wireless service from someone that shares your values? Patriot Mobile is America's only Christian conservative wireless service provider. They have a huge promotion going on right now, so call right away to get their school days promotion. From now until September 12th, you can get a free phone or get a month free. That's so cool. You can build your own bundle with multi-line discounts. You can also get free activation and a free gift. And best of all, your school days dollars also support Students for Life, a nonprofit group that helps educate teens and young adults on pro-life choices. Call 972-PATRIOT or go to patriotmobile.com/Shemane. By the way, it's worth noting that Patriot Mobile was just rated #1 in customer satisfaction among all wireless providers. They have dependable nationwide 4G LTE networks, and all plans include unlimited talk and data. They have high-value, commitment-free plans to fit any budget. They have a U.S.-based sales and support team, and a portion of every dollar earned supports organizations fighting for First and Second Amendment rights, sanctity of life, and the needs of veterans and first responders. Don't miss the School Days promotion going on now. Dr. Anna Cabeca is a triple board certified OBGYN and is nicknamed the Girlfriend Doctor. She's here to talk about her new book, Keto Green 16, a comprehensive nutritional plan for staying healthy and slim at any age. Dr. Anna, thank you so much for being here.
It is a thrill to be here with you. Thanks for having me.
Well, tell me about your book and what inspired you to write Keto Green 16. I have it, by the way. I'm reading through it now, and it is jam-packed with so much information that I'm so excited to have you on.
Oh my gosh, thank you. Well, it's from, you know how they say your mess becomes your message? Well, let me tell you, that's so true for me too. There was a point in my life where I was just struggling. At 48, I was spiraling down into, mood swings, depression, brain fog, memory loss, and that weight gain despite not doing anything different. And that led me to discover my keto green way. I called it keto alkaline to begin with, just the alkalinizing benefits of plant foods with combining the power of healthy fats and high quality protein and a ketogenic diet and lifestyle, combining those two. And that pulled me out of, say, the deep mirrors of suffering for sure. And that is what really inspired me. It helped me, and it helped. Now I used it in my patients, and I used it in my online programs, and it's something that's now helped, hundreds of thousands of people.
As we age, we all just want to feel better so that we can do the things that we love to do with the people we love. And I started doing keto about a year ago, and it has changed my life as well. I was shocked as to how the weight, and I didn't do it to lose weight, but the weight just dropped off. I would eat so much. The healthy fats are good, and I've always been doing like a bulletproof coffee type thing in the morning, and I just am not hungry anymore. But what I love about your book, about Keto Green, is that we can eat fruit.
Yes. You can absolutely have like the superfoods, right? The benefits. In Keto Green 16, I added in digestive fruits, and it will we'll stay in ketosis. It depends. Sometimes we're really insulin resistant. We're already running with high blood sugars. So fixing, really getting our body into ketosis first is powerful. And then adding in, we may have to add back in some digestive fruits or some of the low carbohydrate fruits, incorporating that in. Plus, I have a philosophy, we want to get into ketosis, but also through intermittent fasting, which is so beneficial and necessary as we age.
What are the benefits of intermittent fasting? I know, and I usually do that, but I'm not real strict. But for the most part, I do about 16 hours a day.
Perfect.
Okay.
That's the 16 in Keto Green 16.
Yeah.
Keep 6 fast. And really, once you work up to it, for some people, they feel like 12 hours is a stretch. But let me tell you, you hit that magic 14 to 16 hours, and you're doing your body a lot of good. In fact, there was a study published a couple years back in the Journal of the American Medical Association, which looked at women who had breast cancer. And those who had 13 hours between dinner and breakfast, just 13 hours, had a significantly reduced risk of recurrent breast cancer and a significantly lower hemoglobin A1C, which is one of those numbers I want everyone to know about themselves, like, your dress size or your weight. But that is a marker of blood sugar control in your body. And being on a ketogenic type diet or intermittent fasting really helps reduce that huge inflammatory marker.
What are some of the tests that women in their, let's just say 50s and above, should absolutely have?
This is where I'm really passionate. I really recommend testing, not guessing. And we know that what gets measured gets managed. And so a few key markers like your hemoglobin A1C, That's a big one. That's looking at glucose control over time. And because intermittent fasting, you get into these, it takes over 12 hours to get our blood sugar down to a healthy low baseline for most of us. So at 16 hours, we're in that low baseline for a while, and that will help us get into that status of autophagy, or where our cells are kind of cleaning house, so to speak. So hemoglobin A1C, that's a really big marker. We see that improve pretty well in most everyone doing a keto diet or keto green diet. And the second is your vitamin D 25 hydroxy. The vitamin D level, looking at a vitamin D level in your blood, the specific one we want to look at is the vitamin D 25 hydroxy. And so that is looking at, how well, not only are we getting good sun exposure and, health in general, but how well our body's absorbing this good, healthy vitamin D. And the third is a measure of inflammation. And this is a highly sensitive CRP, or C-reactive protein, not a straight C-reactive protein, but a HS or cardio C-reactive protein, which is even more sensitive. So we can see that number. I mean, typically as we get older, our inflammatory markers like hemoglobin A1C and HSCRP tend to increase over time, but we can switch that through diet and lifestyle. So decreasing inflammation, that's the alkalinizing power of using plant foods combined with our keto approach. That makes a huge difference. And the fourth test that I think everyone should really know is also a marker of healthy aging, and this is DHEA. DHEA sulfate in the blood. We'll look at how well our adrenal glands, these glands above our kidney, are supporting us and helping us create resilience during times of stress.
And you talk about it in your book, fitness, of course, because that's part of healthy aging. What do you like to do to work out?
I found this great. Now I'm here in Dallas on a trip with my daughter who's doing rodeo. So I found this great little boxing gym, Maple Avenue Boxing. I'm like, I love that. That really helps. As the bruise or whatever. No, but we just hit bags and mitts, but it's super fun. Boxing is super fun. Yoga and just high intensity intervals. We need that, especially as we get older, and not to forget healthy muscle is needed throughout our life. And as we're aging, our reproductive hormones decline for women as well as men, of course, and specifically testosterone and DHEA. So those are responsible for building muscle. So doing weight-bearing exercises, some heavy lifting incorporated into our yoga or our jogging or walking. We have to do some muscle building exercises, as well as flexibility. So a combination of everything. I like a good variety.
I do too. I've been a fitness instructor since 1980 for a long, long time, and I've done everything. And I do continue to mix it up. I feel better that way. I swim as much as I can. I teach Zumba, but I haven't been lately. And I have done boxing as well. So maybe you and I can go to the gym and do some boxing together.
I love it. I will take you there. That'll be fun.
That would be awesome.
And what you said about mixing it up, that's really important for our nutrition as well, that metabolic flexibility. So, being able to have like a feast day here and there, right? Especially.
Is that okay?
It is absolutely okay.
Good.
It's absolutely okay.
That's what I say is I'm on a modified keto diet where for the most part I do keto, but it was my birthday recently and I had cake.
Perfect. Great. Happy birthday.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Okay.
Metabolic flexibility. And as you're in this state where your blood sugar is well controlled over a period of time, when you eat something like that, your body's going to quickly metabolize it, versus in a state where we're constantly eating higher carbohydrates, grains, rice, any sugars whatsoever, sweet tea, and we're in the South, but sweet tea, all of those things create insulin resistance over time and higher inflammation. Those numbers, again, just watching those simple numbers like hemoglobin A1C and your inflammatory marker, as well as, watching the scale, checking into how you feel, doing hormone symptom inventories, things like that, can just check in with ourselves, so we'll hold ourselves accountable when we fall too far off track, or if we haven't hopped right back on, just being aware of what's working for us and what's not.
Yep. Stop being so hard on ourselves.
Yes.
Yes. Well, Dr. Anna, I am so glad to have you, and I hope you'll come back and maybe in the studio sometime.
I would love to. That would be great.
I would love that too. Well, thank you so much for joining me. I hope you have an amazing day. And what I say to people is do something healthy and happy for you today, because we always, especially as women, we put ourselves last and the needs of others before us. So not that I'm giving a doctor advice. You already know what to do. But thank you so much for being here. I appreciate it.
Thanks for having me.
We'll be right back. Stay tuned.
Patriot Mobile was built on the values of Americans. We are humbled, recently achieving the highest customer satisfaction among all wireless providers. As America's only Christian conservative wireless service provider, you'll receive great performance, and we'll donate a portion of every dollar earned to support your values. Try a wireless company that really cares about you and your values. Call us today, mention Shemane, and get our best promotion.
My next guest is the salon owner that defied orders to shut down just so that she could enable her employees to work and put food on their table. Now the city of Dallas is suing her for money and has an injunction on her salon to close it down permanently. Shelley Luther, thank you so much for being here.
Thanks for having me
First
again.
of all, you look awesome.
Oh, thank you.
You look amazing.
Thanks.
What is going on?
There's a lot going on. Right now, my case is kind of stalled in the Texas Supreme Court. And a lot of people think that, my situation is done and over with, but it really hasn't even started as far as the court system is concerned. I was not released from jail. It's basically suspended sentence.
Really?
Yes.
So is there a possibility that you go back?
Oh, absolutely.
Seriously?
There's a good possibility.
Really?
Yes. I might have to serve the rest of the sentence, which would be 5 more days in jail. And it's because I went to jail for a contempt charge, not necessarily for defying the order. So even though Governor Abbott retroactively said that people could not be criminalized for defying an order, the TRO is considered apparently something different.
Meanwhile, they're letting out rapists and murderers and kidnappers, and
Yes.
it just doesn't make any sense to me at all.
No.
So what can we do to help you?
Right now, I think we just need to wait and see. There's not much, I can't really worry about it right now.
Yeah.
There's not much I can do. What I am focusing on is helping other people and making sure they don't get put in this situation.
Now, are you a faith-filled person?
Yes.
Okay.
Everything that I've done so far, I've been led, dragged.
Kicking and screaming.
Kicking and screaming. There's no way I could have gotten out of anything that was decided for me. I would wake up in the morning, and there were times where we would travel to other states to help people, because I would wake up that morning and say, I need to go to Michigan to help this barber. And we would do it. And the crazy things Carl Mankey, the barber in Michigan that actually won against the governor, he would say, I can't believe you came today. It's like, this is the best day you could have come,
And you went to Waco. And you didn't call me.
You're too busy. We've been to, Laredo, Michigan. We've been to a ton of places, Connecticut, all over Texas, but we're just trying to help people get through this mess. And there's not really a perfect answer for everything. And we're going to disagree, with people on whether people should open or not. I'm focused on the people that want to open, that want to follow safety guidelines to make sure no one's passing the virus around or being unsafe.
Right.
I want to help those people that want to take a stand and say, this isn't right.
Yeah. Now, do you have anybody that doesn't want to come back to work?
That's been a big problem that I've noticed,
I've noticed
in the bar industry, salons. A lot of people in the salon industry are making more money on unemployment, which means maybe they're not good at their job, because hairstylists should make pretty good money, because I know you probably know what you pay to get your hair done. It's a lot.
Yeah.
So if they're doing a good job, that wouldn't be an issue. But some of the hairstylists are making about $1,200 a week right now on unemployment because of that $600 extra stipend that's supposedly supposed to end next week. And all of a sudden, all these hairstylists will come back, but I have all but 2 of mine back, and they have other reasons why they're not back. But yeah, with servers and bartenders, why would they come back if they can sit at home and make $1,200 a week?
Yeah, but I can't see where this is going. Where do you think this is going? I mean, are we going to shut down, do you think, here in Texas? Or if that happens again, I don't see how businesses can survive.
No, there's businesses that have been open 100 years that are closing their doors permanently. And it's really sad, because this is people's dreams and their legacy that they would leave their children and what they've poured their heart, soul, and money into. It's really sad. And I understand that people are dying from this virus, but literally driving here had a higher chance of me dying than me dying from COVID-19. Yeah. So we can't live our life in fear. People wouldn't drive anywhere. People wouldn't try a new food or go to a new restaurant, because you have a higher chance of dying from that.
Yeah.
So we just need to, if people have underlying health conditions, please stay home. Please don't even wear a mask and go out. Get your friends or family to take these things to you, especially heart disease or diabetes. That's the 2 that they've really pinned. But everybody else that's healthy, and especially younger, you need to be the people that stand up and get this economy back, because it's going to have much more lasting effects that are negative than what COVID-19 is. Definitely the cure is worse than the disease itself.
Now, you have kids?
I do.
How old are they?
So I have a 23-year-old, and she actually, you would love this, she just moved to do an internship in the hill country of California at a winery.
Oh,
because she wants to be a sommelier.
And now I hear that they're closing. Governor Newsom closed down everything.
Well, I heard he closed down everything but his winery, but I don't know. I know, if that's
right?
True.
How does that work?
There's a lot of hypocrisy going on.
There certainly is.
I know that when, earlier, it's been a while, but when I contacted Governor Abbott and wanted to speak to him about some things, they said that he wasn't available because he was going to his daughter's graduation. I'm like, oh, there's graduations? Because no one else had any, so that's weird.
My grandson, actually, his graduation is tomorrow in Michigan, but, everybody's so far apart, they're not really having anything. So it's so sad. It's really separating, what this has done is, number one, it's made us realize what's most important: family, friends, connections, relationships, our faith. I call this, this is a supernatural war that's going on right now, because people who have had underlying issues of depression or negative thoughts, or, it's really coming to fruition.
Yes.
And it's an opportunity for us to go, okay, do we want to live in the past? Do we want to move forward? But the problem is, we don't know where we're going.
There's people that when they get backed in a corner, they cower down. There's people that when they get backed in a corner, they are more strong and powerful. And if you're one of those people, you need to stand up and help the people that are a little scared. And so that's why I feel like, with my charity, Courage to Stand, I'm that voice for people that just aren't that person, they aren't that type of person that would just stand up and say, this isn't right. What are you doing?
Yeah.
And we've lived so much in fear as Americans, just letting the government just tell us what to do for so long that people think that that's right. And it's not.
So how can people support you if they want to help you with your quest and your fight that you might have to have a lot of money, let's just say it, to fight this political battle?
Well, yeah, we're already 6 figures in attorney fees, and we haven't even started. And of course, some of I don't know if people know, but I took $100,000 of the GoFundMe money to start my charity. So I put that money in there, and then people donate to that, so I can help other people. We gave $18,000 away to a salon owner that had a guy living in his car. We gave $5,000 to one. There's a gal that's been on TV and Fox News a lot. She's suing for her bar being closed down. We gave her $5,000 just to get caught back up. And what's crazy is the first thing that she says is, oh, my landlord would be so happy that I get to pay her. She automatically thinks of someone else besides herself. And those are the people that need to step up and help these other people.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, Shelley, we wish you the best.
Thanks.
God bless you, and let us know what else we can do to help you and help your cause. And we're going to have all the links on our show.
Perfect. Thank
So
you
that
so
people
much.
can help you out.
That would be great.
All right. Thank you so much for being here, and thank you. Don't go away. We'll be right back.
My true passion here at Senior Care Michigan is helping clients organize their financial plans so they can make it through retirement years, making life a lot easier on them.
We do make sure that your assets are going to be protected at Senior Care Michigan.
It was my calling to help a lot of families, retirees, straighten out difficult problems.
Let us help you achieve the retirement that you deserve. Call us today to get started at 810-658-6722 or visit us online at scmichigan.com.
All right. I really hate to bring you this segment because it's a lot of work. We've had a lot of thought going into this, and I just feel like it's something that we need to share with you. And I brought a few girls along with me for the ride. Sorry to have you guys stick around, but I really need your help with this. I can't do it all by myself. We are going to do some wine tasting. And with us is Ray from Wild Wine Life. So go to his Facebook page, go to his YouTube page, like it, and follow him because he has sent us some wine. So we need you to do that so we can keep getting more wine. Ray, thank you so much for joining us. Thank you, Ray.
Thank you for having me. I really appreciate it. It's a big honor.
What are we drinking first? Everybody got their glass?
Not yet.
We got the glasses. Thank you to Riedel for providing these glasses where you will taste a huge difference in the wine.
Are you saying that the wine glasses we had before, those plastic margarita glasses, weren't good, Ray? Is that what you're saying?
They were. No, I'm not saying that. You can drink wine out of what you like. I use New Orleans Crystal a lot, that the deer can in red solo cups. But these allow you to fully enjoy all the flavors and bring up the fruits and soften the tannins.
Okay, so tell us about what we're drinking right now. Cheers, girls.
Yes, cheers.
So the first wine is Shelley Chardonnay. It's a family-owned winery. And these are some of the guys I deer hunt with out in wine country. They're avid outdoorsmen, and the Chardonnay is absolutely delicious. Nice pineapple flavors, a little guave, citrus notes. There's a touch of oak to give it weight, but it doesn't overwhelm the wine.
I'm glad you said that because I don't like wines that have that oaky. And this usually Chardonnays, not usually, but some of them do. And this is very light. What do you think?
Yeah, I love it.
I really like this.
I know.
Yeah.
We should have done this last week a bit more.
It's going to be, Ray, it's going to be hard to talk. Okay,
We'll do the favorite. We still have some more of the bottle.
we have some more, and we've got 2 more bottles to go. But so what flavor comes up for you?
The pineapple I could taste.
Mm-hmm.
Shelley, what do you think?
Definitely the pineapple for me too.
I never would have thought that unless you said it, but when it's like...
Now that I think after I heard it, I was like, ooh, pineapple. You're right. Yeah. But when I first tasted it, I was like, something fruity, something citrusy.
I have a question for Ray because when I'm looking at your glass, this is one of those things that I think a lot of amateur, like myself, the legs that you see, is that what they call it? The legs? That streak down the glass. I could really see them in Shemane's glass. And what does that tell you when you can really see the legs and they're thicker or they, stay longer on the glass?
Usually it'll tell you a alcohol content or sugar content. If you see the long, fat legs, you'll see that more on the dessert wines because of the residual sugar. This you should have more thinner. It's not going to have the slow moving legs because it's clean, it's dry. This is a wonderful everyday wine. I also
bet it's not extra sweet either.
Yeah.
It's not.
Yeah.
I guess the oat flavor.
This is really good. I really like this.
This is actually dangerous.
I really hate to move on. I hate to move on, but I told you it's hard work.
Yeah.
You gotta focus here, girls.
Now, here's one.
Well, I'm gonna
we're going to reuse
the glass.
You want me to down this?
Yeah.
No. One fun thing about this wine
You can use a new
is
glass.
that in 1964, President Johnson ordered only American wines could be used at White House events. And when President Nixon went to China, this was one of the wines he took with him to China, was this Chardonnay.
It's really good.
I really, really, really like that. That will not go to waste, I promise you.
We just need to be coherent for the next.
I need to get through this segment. And then we can have
smaller course this time.
So now what do we got, Ray?
The Zinfandel.
Zinfandel.
The mother clone Zin. The oldest vines that make up this wine were planted in 1904. The youngest vines were planted in the 1980s. So as the vines get older, you're going to get more intense flavors. This is used with American oak, but they don't overwhelm it. It's just to kind of give it a little bit more concentrated flavor. You should get a little coconut on that back end, but there's a lot of blackberry flavors. You get some nice spice. This is wonderful with grilled meats, any tomato sauce dish like pasta, or if you're going to do a barbecue sauce since you're down in Texas.
Barbecue sauce anywhere, Ray.
Right.
But you know what? Now that you said, of course, I taste the blackberries, but when you said coconut, I went, oh. So you're very good at what you're doing, I have to say. Sometimes I taste one and I don't know what it is, but I know it's something, but I can't really put my finger on it. But this, what do you think, girls?
I tasted the blackberry first.
Yeah.
And when he said the coconut, it's like the aftertaste kind of, I tasted the coconut.
I like that it doesn't have a bite to it. Like it's not super strong. I don't know. Hard tasting.
I think it's really smooth.
Yeah.
It's very easy to drink. Like you said, I think
dangerous.
Yes.
Shemane,
In a good way.
are you okay? She needs a bib.
I'm number 2. We're on the right track.
It's because she's so little. Give me those glasses.
Oh my God, when you said it's dangerous, I'm like, okay, I get that. Oh boy, I told you it's a tough job. All right, we're going to plow through this. Okay. Next. And I promise, again, these will not go to waste.
Yeah.
That was funny.
Wisdom Cabernet. That's the next one.
Will you get more wisdom by drinking this Cabernet?
I'm trying.
Because maybe we need to have another bottle. So what do you think? Tell us about this Wisdom Cabernet.
Hold on.
Okay, so this you're going to get cocoa flavors. You're going to get more black fruit flavors. And this they're using French oak. So rather than coconut, you're going to get a little hint of caramel and vanilla on that back finish. And there's going to be a lot of nice weight pressing down on your palate, but it's very soft tannins.
Very good.
And there's a little bit of a dustiness.
Really?
Well.
What do you think, Sarah?
Really good. I really like this one. And I don't know whether, because he said it before I tasted it, so I don't know whether I'm thinking, yes, that's what I'm tasting, or, I mean, that vanilla taste came out.
Ooh, this is really smooth.
Yeah.
I really like this one.
What do you think?
What do you think?
Because we didn't have any more. So
No,
my other one.
yeah, me too. Me too. We're well on our way. I've got a driver. We're good. We're
Don't
good.
worry. This will not go. I'm promising you. So, okay, if you were to have to make a decision, what do you think? What's your favorite?
The second one. I really like that Zinfandel, I think.
You know, shockingly, I think I would pick the Chardonnay, and I never pick Chardonnay ever.
I do. This is a great cab for sure. And I definitely, it's got such a full body. There's so many flavors that I love that. It's a very rich taste, but not overpowering.
Than the other one.
This one,
No, I think it's not. I think it's the opposite.
Yeah, I love
this is
that.
smoother.
Okay, but I think the
But it might be
Chardonnay is
just
my
some
favorite as
left in
well.
your glass.
Well, while you're grilling those venison backstraps, drink the Chardonnay, and then the Cabernet you can actually have with the venison backstraps.
Is it okay to switch?
Yes.
Okay.
Should you start with one and then switch to another? Is it white to red, red to white?
Here's what I tell everybody. Drink what you like with what you like. A food wine pairing is a suggestion, not a rule. What you like is what you should go with because you're the one drinking it. And wine is about pleasure and enjoyment. If you're not getting pleasure and enjoyment out of the experience, then don't do it.
Freedom of choice.
I like your wine.
Yeah. see what you did there.
I like you giving us our freedom and not telling us what to do.
Right. Yes. More
And
guidelines.
you can find these wines at Specs.
You can find where at Specs?
At Specs.
Wow.
Wow. Well, thank you so much, Ray. This has been absolutely amazing. Keep the wine coming. And I'd love to hear from our viewers too, which wines they like. Do you like Chardonnay, Pinot Noir, or Cabernet better? I'd love to hear from you. And
we're going to keep the girls around for funny pet videos.
oh yes, don't go away, because the best part of, I mean, if the wine isn't the best part, this is even better. Can we do it right now?
Yeah,
or
we're just
okay,
going to roll them.
all right, we're gonna thank you so much, Ray, for joining us, and I can't wait to talk to you again, because that means we get to drink more wine.
Thanks, Ray.
Thank
There's
you.
nothing wrong with that.
All right,
Thank
bye,
you.
Ray.
Thank you for having me.
Anytime. Okay, so girls, we're moving right along. This is tough work here. This is exhausting, isn't it? All this wine, and now guess what's going to happen? We have a lot of laughter.
It's rough. It's rough.
It's a tough job. Somebody's got to do it. Okay, so what?
Watching them, we're just rolling it.
Oh, we're just rolling. Okay, let's roll it. Let's roll the funny pet videos. Our dogs are like family to us. Honestly, the highlight of my day is being able to spend time with them. No matter what kind of mood I'm in, bad hair, they don't care. And they always make me smile. Except, of course, when they don't feel good. Rough Greens is 100% natural, highly concentrated nutrition from fruits and vegetables with essential vitamins and minerals, probiotics, no GMOs, added corn, or artificial ingredients. And you know what? My dogs love it. I became a customer before they sponsored this show. If you want your dogs to have better joint health, better digestion, and more energy, add Rough Greens to their food and keep your furry friends a part of your family for a long, long time. Use promo code Shemane for 10% off any purchase.
Think Daddy's home.
Do you not recognize me?
Oh.
What you doing, girl? Hi. Hi.
Who's that? Is that Daddy? Is that Daddy? She whined a little. Is that your daddy?
Well, thank you so much for joining me today, you guys. It's a lot of work here, but I'll be back next week, Tuesday at 5 o'clock for more Simply Shemane. I hope you can join me then. Until then, I gotta go because I gotta finish these. Bye, everybody.